2020 Inglis Melbourne Premier Yearling Sale was another great success for Philip and Paddy Campbell and the team at Blue Gum Farm in Victoria. Again, the leading vendor with the top lots on day 1 and 2 and overall. They also had their yearlings going on to great success on the racetrack. Philip, obviously, you have fabulous yearlings year in, year out, and they prove themselves on the track. But I guess you must be just blown away with the success here at Premier 2020.
Yes, we've had another great sale, Caroline. It's been very, very gratifying. There's a lot of work goes into this, as anyone who does yearlings for sales will appreciate. It's not just a matter of getting them out of the paddock and putting them in the barn and bringing them down here. I mean, we had yearlings here that paraded over 200 times and up and down on the bitumen. If they don't have conditioning and fitness work and all that sort of thing at home, over a period of time, they just cannot cope with it. Those horses have coped really, really well. They've been popular because they're nice horses. They've sold accordingly, and yeah, all of us at Blue Gum are pretty stoked.
I sell him. Done. 7.25. Aquas buys, thank you very much.
It's an emotional thing, isn't it? When you put so much into it, it means so much for yourself, for, Paddy, your wife, for the whole team, all your staff and everybody involved.
Yeah, absolutely it does. And it's a big team effort too. Wendy and Chris in the barn, starting at ridiculous hours every morning. The group of people they put together to work with our young horses each year, they do a wonderful job. It's great to see the smiles on their faces when the horses sell as well as they do, because it's all reward for effort. It's very gratifying for everyone involved, and it gives us all a lot of satisfaction.
As far as knowing who's on the horse and knowing where to set reserves, etc., how much are you relying on the cards and on the information of who's come back? I mean, because the buyers are pretty canny with it now. They sort of might send someone else around or watch it from a distance or whatever. Were you pretty strong on the fact that probably Aquas were on that colt?
Well, look, Shane and the team came back every day and looked at the colt. And when you're looking at spending that sort of money, those sort of people want to see the horse, how he or she reacts on a daily basis, what the temperament is like. I mean, they've got to be able to put up with the workload because they're going to be expected to do so much more when they go into a racing stable. You generally get a pretty good idea as to who's interested. And of course, all the farms keep cards on who's inspecting the horses. We have a look at those cards at the end of each day. We're coordinating that information. We want to be able to try and give our vendors as much information about who might be interested in their horses, then try and work out values. But for example, with that colt, the reserve on that colt was $400,000, Caroline. We knew that he was going to make that and more. We didn't know where he was going to finish, but we're delighted with where he did finish.
I've had a lovely draft of yearlings. Here is a horse that I know a lot of you have been most impressed with during the inspection period. He's by Piero. He's from the More Than Ready mare in Pass the Parcel.
And then, of course, the Piero Pass the Parcel colt on the second day at the sale, selling for $575,000. I mean, I just love this colt because he just had that gorgeous, gorgeous action and one of the best types of Pieros that you would see. So, again, 1 and 2 as far as the top sellers for the sale. What was it that was so special about him in your eyes?
Well, he was very similar to the Schnitzel colt. He had a very nice page. I mean, Piero's right up the top end of the sires table, fighting it out with the likes of I'm Invincible and whatnot. And such a young horse doing so well. But it was really interesting the amount of people who said to us, this is as good a Piero as you'll see. It was very, very enthusing to us to have First Light Racing and Paul Willits describing this colt as, if not the best, definitely one of the very best colts they've seen anywhere in Australia this year. I mean, that makes you feel pretty special. And just a little story on him, we're always grading our weanlings through yearlings. And, we have a group every year that we call our TLC group. Maybe we feel that they could be doing a little bit better, need a little bit of extra help, whatever, through the winter. And that colt was part of that group. And he just flourished with that extra attention and just continued to come on beautifully through the prep. I mean, you were up and saw him 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I reckon even from that time till now. So he was just on that beautiful rising plane, Caroline, and he behaved himself down here very well. You could see him drawing in all those quality buyers And once again, that made for the theatre that we had up there in the auditorium today.
Oh, it's great to see as well. I mean, look, you know, you had the Nakoni Lady Amanda, $260,000. Look, there is the other end of the spectrum. You passed in a gorgeous done deal for $45,000. I mean, people need to realise, I guess, some people watching this that aren't so involved in the industry, that yes, there are the big priced horses, but often they're for clients as well. But there's also, it always balances out, doesn't it?
Well, the funny thing about these animals is that they have no idea how much money they're making. They have no idea what their pedigrees are like, and so much is dependent on what we can't see, and that's what sits under the rib cage, and how much heart, how much desire to compete they've got. Obviously, you can get all the physical boxes ticked as far as conformation is concerned and movement and whatnot. They've got that desire and will to compete and the ability to take whatever ability they've got onto the racetrack. It's surprising what results can come. I mean, some of these high-priced horses don't make it, and horses that don't seem to make a whole lot at all turn into superior runners. So there's no rhyme nor reason to it. Obviously, what people who are buying the animals are looking for is soundness, athleticism, and then a nice page. And that's where you get very, very well rewarded. But if they were the only horses that competed on the racetrack, we'd be in trouble as an industry, that's for sure. So, like we sold a filly a couple of years ago for $5,000. Caroline, her name is La Falaise, she's already a Group 2 winner. And she's made so much more than her purchase price, but she was picked out by someone at the yearling sales and she's gone on to do what she does, and there are any number of those sort of examples.
But Linda Larney, soft as you like in the end.
Look, it's a real big team effort. Wendy, our yearling manager, she leads the team, and look, it's long hours and hard work, but it's all paid off and we're over the moon how we've gone.
With He's a Fox, Tooradin, He's a Fox.
We all do our part, you know, from Phil, you know, with the owners and assessing clients and, you know, picking horses for the sale. Wendy, you know, she's one of the best horse people I've ever worked with, and, you know, the way we do things is, you know, we heavily do the prep on, like, they have to be educated, they need to handle the pressure, so, you know, there's a lot of hand walking, but also time for the yearling to be a horse. You know, at the end of the day, they are horses and they're not machines, so, you know, part of our prep is big yard time every day, let them be horses, have a kick, have a roll, you know, just enjoy life, and, you know, happy horses sell well and they behave well. So, you know, real attention to detail, and yeah, look, it's just a real good team effort.
Daisy Cakes grabbed by National Choice on the outside.
Phil's inspecting the yearlings and saying his to Bob, and we say our to Bob, and then we'll, you know, Wendy will, you know, change something she's not happy with the horse during the prep, you know, or something might need a little bit, you know, hand walking just for behaviour reasons, or a little bit more lunging just for fitness or tightening up. You know, so it's real, you know, there's similarities to training a racehorse, you know, making sure the horse is eating, drinking, you know, just general welfare, but, you know, it's just making those 1%ers to get that 110%.
What are the key things that you think buyers see when they come to your operation?
Well, a lot of the larger stallion farms, and you know, the control of the stallions is falling into the hands of the minority, Caroline, but a lot of those farms don't look after brood mares on farm that are going to their stallions. They're all walk-in mares. We are actually looking after a really good bunch of brood mares for different clients at our farm. And we raise the babies for them. We specialise in yearling preparation. We specialise in bringing our best horses to this sale, whereas other farms, maybe they're looking more at the stallion side of things. So, you know, broodmare management, foal raising, foal development, yearling preparation. What you've got to do is you've got to work out what you're good at and be as good as you possibly can at it. And that's been our theory at Blue Gum Farm. We've backed this sale because it's in our backyard, and as Victorian breeders we feel like we need to do that. So we bring our very, very best product here. It's wonderfully satisfying to have people come up to us at the sale and say how much that shows, that they can see that the best yearlings from the farm come to this sale, and they're prepared to bid up on them.
We all know what needs to be done. You know, there's no hard feelings if you don't get to take the horse you want to take through, or, you know, we're a team. You know, Phil and Paddy, you know, we really try and make it a good experience for the staff and you know, them. You know, it's long hours, it's high pressure, so we just get in there with a smile and just keep going, because days like, you know, this yesterday and today, it's just, you know, that's what we're here for, and, you know, getting the results we've achieved is fantastic.